Hey, what's up guys? Gangster Jeweler here. So today we are going to be working on a ring needs to resize to an 8. Let's see. This is 11 and a quarter. And we got, looks like we got some hollow side or hollow underneath here. Yeah. So we're 11 and a quarter, so we're going to be going 1, 2, 3, 3 and a quarter sizes. And that's going down quite a bit. Alright. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab our marker. We're going to have to mark a 3 and then a quarter size there. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. We'll go ahead and mark our 3. Come on. Come on. There you go. So let's go ahead and mark our 3 here. Then we'll go ahead and mark our quarter right next to it, because they don't, most ring sizer things only go up to a 3 size. So if you got to go higher, you'll have to do a 3 and then get next to the next line and make your next mark. So we made our 3, made our quarter. So you can see, right, let me zoom you guys in a little bit. So you can see we got 1, and then right next to it, and then we made our quarter there, right next to it. Now you will have to be careful, because this does have hollow. It's not hollow all the way. The bottom is solid, but still got to be careful. So here's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and cut. If you want to use saw, use a saw. You got cutters, cut them if you got them. So we'll cut there, and we will cut right there. If it'll come out, you bitch. There you go. Alright. Now, what we need to go ahead and do. Now, luckily, we don't have stones coming way down the sides like this. Luckily. I say luckily with prejudice. Because even though you don't have stones coming down the side, shit can still happen. So let's go ahead and put our cutting disc on here. Let's do that real quick. Alright, now that we got that smoothed out, now we're going to have to bend this, and we're going to have to bend this carefully. Because remember, it is hollowed, it's a little solid, but it still is kind of hollow up in here. So we're going to have to just take our time. We're going to have to be super careful. Just take our time. Okay. Again, we're just going to have to take our time. We don't want to be in a rush. We may have to oval it a little bit to get it where we need it to be. But here again, if we had stones coming way down here, it might have been a little bit different story as to whether we could take this thing down 3 1/4 sizes like that. Okay, now we're probably going to straighten that out a little bit there. We'll worry about that once we get them met together. Okay. There you go. Now it's going to be a little ovaled. There's not really a whole lot we can do about that, if you know what I mean. But you can't really bend any further up than here. But once we got it welded, we can round it back out. But that is going down a pretty substantial amount there. That is going down a very substantial amount. I shouldn't even say pretty substantial. Okay. There we go. And you want to make sure you get it nice and flush. We are a little ovaled right now, but that's okay. Now that we got her together, let's go ahead and get her welded. We'll dip this in some boric acid denatured alcohol here. Get her welded. And we're going to be using a 5 tip, so let's go ahead and change that. Get our 5 here. And let's try to light her up. Light her up. Set the ring on fire. I don't think it caught. Yeah, it did. Okay. Let that burn off. Okay. Let's go ahead and cut us a piece of solder here. That's a little bit too sharp. Don't get super sharp on me now. Alright, now let's go ahead and grab our flux here. Put some flux on there. And then see if we can get this sucker welded. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and grab our solder here. Grab our solder. And we're going to let that bubble up a little bit there. heat until she gets hot enough to flow there. Might have to crank the torch up a little bit more, maybe. Maybe. There she goes. All right. She's in there. Go ahead and turn our torch off. Zoom you guys back out here. We'll let that cool off for a minute. Let's see. Let's grab some tweezers here. Just make sure that we did go all the way through. Yeah, it looks like we went all the way through. Always want to double check. Make sure you pulled it all the way through. We're good. We'll put this on the mandrel. That'll help it cool down a little bit quicker. All right. Now what we're going to do is try to get this thing rounded out and see where we're at. See where we're sitting. See if we're where we need to be. Dang, that's still hot. Still hot. She's a hot. Damn. Alright, let's go ahead and... Yeah, oh. Yeah, that went through. Okay. Alright, now we're going to take our rawhide mallet here. And we're just going to lightly tap to get this thing rounded out. Just lightly tap. Just lightly tap. And get her rounded back out here. Alright, that side's almost there. Alright, we're almost where we want to be. Almost. Not 100%, but we're close. Alright, now let's see where we need to do some more tapping on the sides here a little bit. Okay. Now we'll grab our ball peen hammer, just tap here on the bottom just a hair. And we're just going to be kind of alternating between the ball peen hammer and the rawhide mallet, depending on where we're going to be tapping at and what we're trying to adjust here. Come on, get off of there. All right. We're getting there. We're close. We's a close. So we're sitting a little off here. And tap this side here. Tap that side. Tap that side. And we're almost to an 8. We're almost there. And we about got it rounded out for the most part. Okay. Now the rubber mallet, you see me tapping a lot like this. The rubber mallet's not really doing any damage. It's just, now if I was hitting with the ball peen hammer, oh yeah, we'd be doing some. That's why I say you only want to use a ball peen hammer on the bottom. Don't want to use it on hollow sides. And that's just for if you're trying to really push the metal a little bit to make adjustments to get it bigger. Otherwise you're going to be using the rubber mallet. We're close. Let's see, we're going to do some tapping with the ball peen hammer here. Okay. Let's flip her over. We want to make sure that it's a 8 on both sides here when we get it there. We're about a quarter size off, which is about where we want to be. Because you always want to be a little bit smaller than the size you're going to. Because by the time you clean and file and stuff, if you make it right on the size that you're going to, by the time you clean and file it, it's going to be too big. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're almost there. Okay. Let's see where we're at on this side. Okay. All right. Alrighty. We're almost there. Okay, we're kind of at an 8 on this one. It's like a tight 8 on that side. Kind of a tight 8 on that side as well. Let's take a look here. Yeah, kind of a tight 8. That's kind of a tight 8. Do a little bit more tapping. That is an 8. That is a tight 8. It's a tight 8. Flip her over. Kind of dead on an 8. Okay. Alright, that's an 8. And that's an 8. I'm just going to round it out a little more here. I don't know that we're going to do any more tapping here. Let's see. So tight 8. Tight 8. Alright, we're not going to do any more tapping because by the time we get this smoothed out and filed down and everything, it'll sit perfect on an 8. And we'll double check it after we get all that done. But let's go ahead and file the inside and file the outsides, and we'll get the ring all smoothed up with our silicone wheel. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and take care of this inside real quick. Okay. Now we'll switch to our other rock here. And get that filed down. Alright, now we need to file the sides down. Get them taken care of. So we'll use our metal file for that, kind of blend it in, make it look good. Alright, looks good. Okay, let's hit the other side here. And remember, you don't have to push real hard. We're not trying to groove it. We're just trying to make it even. Just trying to make it even. Alright, we gotta switch back to our inside rock for a second here. Okay. Just kind of file some of them edges down a little bit. Okay. Now back to filing this side here. Okay, that should be good. Kind of file that down a little bit more. Then we'll take our metal file here and kind of get these edges here. Alrighty. Now let's go ahead and switch to our inside and outside silicone wheels. We'll get it smoothed out, looking, get it ready to polish up. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and switch now to our other silicone wheels so we can get the rest of the ring smoothed out. Okay, let's keep working here. We're just smoothing out. Just kind of taking a break to look at the overall picture. Okay, let's go ahead and work on the sides now. Okay. Alright guys, let's hit this other side. Alright guys, let's double check our size here. So we're at 8 on the money, and we're an 8 on the money. Alright, so what we're going to do now is drop this into ultrasound, clean her up a little bit, then we'll go polish her up. So we'll drop this in ultrasound and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we're ready to get this thing polished up and get her looking like a brand new ring. Okay. Okay, we're getting there, guys. Starting to look like a new ring. We are getting there. It's looking good. Let's go ahead and get the sides here. Alright, guys. Got one more side to go here. Okay. Alright, guys. I think we are ready to do the inside now. Oh, just a second. Alright, let's go hit the inside over here. Alright guys, I think we are ready to get this sucker in the ultrasound and come back and look at the finished product, guys. Yep. Alright, let's go get all this rouge off. We'll come back and look at the finished product, y'all. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back with that ring. You see we got a nice clean and polished. Got her sized up to a, well, not sized up, sized down to an 8 from 11 1/4, so we had to go down 3 1/4 sizes. But yeah, it was a fairly uncomplicated sizing for the most part. Trying to keep my fingerprints off of it. But anyway guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. This is the Gangster Jeweler. If you would like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. If you'd like to leave a tip or donation, the links for that will be down in the description, although it's not required to help the channel grow and show some love. Also, if you would like for me to do your repairs, you can visit my Etsy shop. I'll have the links for that down in the description. And also, if you'd like to check out my live streams on Kick, Beam, or Rumble, you can check out my live streams there. They're not jewelry repair related though, however. They're more reaction type deals. So at any rate guys, this is Gangster Jeweler. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Oh, also if you're looking to buy jewelry in the Jacksonville area, I highly recommend Money Miser on Blanding Boulevard. And yeah guys, it's another sizing down, another repair down. But this is the Gangster Jeweler, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, y'all.